This is my life that they affected. And for nobody to be held responsible, and I'm suffering the consequences for their actions.
The systematic cover-up of this negligence is one for the record books. Her mom, with the help of attorney U.A. Lewis, has filed a federal lawsuit against the City of Dayton.
We believe that the City of Dayton has made a mass cover-up.
They didn't care, in part, because she's Hispanic.
They left me for dead.
You may not be able to see it, but Maddie's in a wheelchair. Was paralyzed. She was a passenger in a car that we believe got involved in some kind of drag race with another vehicle.
January 23rd of 2020, she requested to go out to eat crawfish with some fellow students, and I gave her my full approval and told her seatbelts, baby. The girl was chasing another student and trying to pass him, and now she's traveling at against traffic. She's hitting 100 miles an hour on the 30-mile-an-hour roadway. At the end of the road, which is not far, there's railroad tracks. She loses control. She flies over this huge ditch. They went airborne and they landed on railroad tracks. They notified him that she's going to be life flighted. At that time, the surgeon spoke to my husband and I and said that Madeline had to have emergency surgery, 5 broken ribs, broken back, severe spinal cord injury. She could not feel her legs. She had broken her left arm in 3 places. Head trauma, face trauma, fractured foot, partial collapsed lung. The only thing holding her together was her skin because her back was shattered. Madeline in the backseat slumped over. The driver, who has a lower level injury, and all hands on deck was for the driver. Madeline didn't get to the hospital till an hour and a half later with life-threatening injuries. How dare you? The misconduct, the obstruction of justice, destruction of evidence. It goes on and on and on. And it just kept getting deeper and deeper and deeper.
We feel that because of the fact that she is a Mexican-American young lady, that she is not being protected.
How does a police department, whether in Dayton or anywhere else, see an accident or a collision where a young girl gets literally crippled and doesn't say to themselves, this is a serious enough of a wreck to actually find out what the hell happened and who could be held responsible? There was no interest in prosecuting anyone.
It is absolutely factual that they have decided to discard evidence, to get rid of information, to not investigate. When you say sovereign immunity, my simple answer is this: the 14th Amendment, United States Constitution, that does apply to the states. They're not entitled to absolute immunity, sovereign immunity, any of that immunity. There are no immunities for this. But if we can show that they have acted deliberately indifferent, then she does have a claim and she can overcome the immunity, the qualified immunity aspect. But as far as the city is concerned, it's wide open.
If your daughter or your wife or your mama was in a catastrophic car accident, you'd want to know that the police department and the medical people did everything appropriate to investigate and try to save your life.
And to this day, I have chronic pain. That pain does not go away.
That pain, I will never forget what I saw her go through. That financial pain is something they didn't even, Dayton Police Department and now Liberty County, they could care less. And they've shown it. And that's why I'm not gonna let off on this, because they were callous, they were deliberate, and they were just mean to the core for a minor to have to endure so much pain on that scene when they left her to die in that back seat.
The body camera video was gone. They say, oh, we don't have body camera video. Well, wait a second, you either lied to the Attorney General, which you probably did, right? Or you decided to get rid of it at some point.
If that body cam footage is ever introduced, I assure you, I'm not going to be surprised what I'm seeing, and that's why they've kept it from us. Madeline's moments of her life were almost ended in that back seat where she was slumped over with blood coming out of her face. And they left her in there. The primary paramedic left her in there, did not even assess her. There was actually an argument on the scene about calling life flight. So you tell me that Madeline is the first to have ever endured something like this. I assure you, she's not.
But I think this obligation belongs to you, residents of that city or town. And I would demand that those persons that were in office be held accountable and be prosecuted.
Other Latino families that live in Dayton have been dismissed. Their incidents have gone on deaf ears.
Yes.
It's time that we step in and demand for the Department of Justice to investigate these horrible, horrible incidents of discrimination.
This is why we're fighting, not only for my daughter, but also for the community.